Amazing. You would agree with me. The health and beauty benefits of tomatoes. Wow. I'm sure you've been able to pick one or two things that tomatoes can do for you, either on your hair, your skin, your health. So please go stock up your house with fresh tomatoes and enjoy yourself. Right now, we have another guest in the house, and this time we want to look at how the younger generation can actually contribute significantly to the development of our nation, Nigeria. You know, they say charity begins at home. So let's talk about our nation, Nigeria. And we have in the house, okay, the Secretary, FCT Youth Stakeholders Forum. He is Mr. Zachary Gambo Babali. Please join me as I welcome him to the studio.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Good morning. And I want to say thank you for what you do for the youth, you know, because it's one thing for you to believe in the youth, is another thing for you to speak for them. Yeah. So for you to speak for them and to want to keep speaking for them is something we want to say a very big thank you to you, considering what is going on right now. Yeah. So let's look at the key things that the youth need to do for them to be able to contribute. From your own opinion, what you think are the key things they should do to be able to contribute to our nation, Nigeria. Let's start from there.
Well, I want to thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome.
To be at the studio today to talk about this issue of youth.
Okay.
This topic discussion might not be better discussed earlier than now. Looking at the situations around the country and all the issue of protests and all that. It's very unfortunate that we see our youth, instead of going for peaceful protests, we end up creating a chaos and tensions across the country. It's very, very unfortunate. And I'm calling on all the youth in the country. Let us restrain and let us behave. Let us show the world that we know what we are doing, we are educated, we are learned, and then we have sense of directions. That is what is more important to do at the time now.
Okay, but sorry, don't you think the youth want to do the right thing? But I think we should be talking to those who are hijacking the protests to do the wrong thing.
Yes, what I'm saying is this. If you look at those hijacking the protests, are also youth.
All right, okay.
Those that are going for peaceful protests are also youth.
Okay.
So youth against the youth. We are not doing ourselves any good. Rather, we are doing harm to ourselves.
That's it.
Because nobody will trust whatever the youth brought up to do, no matter how good that thing is for the country. Nobody will trust it because of the disruptions that is going on. And that is why some of us are saying that instead of going for protests, it's better we engage the government productively, engage the government constructively, bring in our issues, let the government listen to us, and then address all of these issues. And that is why in FCT here, we try as much as possible to engage different groups, even though FCT Youth Stakeholders Forum is a conglomerate group that consists more than 50 different youth organizations in FCT. Okay. We discussed with them, agreed that there should be no protests in FCT, but we should engage the government productively, and then we should also talk to the government on what we think the government should do. The government needs us. As young people, we have new ideas. We have different perspective on how we view issues as they arise. So, of course, since we have all of these things, we should be able to put them together, encapsulate them into one document, and then forward it to government for government to implement them. As a young person, you can engage in entrepreneur.
Okay.
Because of the new ideas you have and your innovations can create a lot of things, can create even jobs for the people. Now, looking at even social media, you realize a lot of our youth are using social media in a direction that is not supposed to be used.
Yeah.
We are supposed to use social media to make money, but a lot of our youth are not using social media wisely. You can be on the social media for 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours.
Money.
Yes, 5 hours, 10 hours, and you are not doing anything. It's either you are chatting or you are viewing a train or something like that.
And you're burning your data.
You are burning your data. You are not doing anything useful for yourself. So as a young person, we must find a way on how we can help ourselves. We don't need to wait for government to help us. And that is why I'm talking about this entrepreneurship of the thing. You see, as a young person, if you wait for government to assist you after finishing school, you will continue to be in your father's house. You will not be able to feed yourself. You will not be able to help yourself or help your family and all that. What do? How will your life turns out to be good when you don't do anything productively to help yourself and your society? So as a young person, you must advance in means on what can be done by your own self that will project the image of your family, project the image of your community, and by extension, your country. This is a country that we call our own. We don't have any place like Nigeria. And we cannot stand in and see Nigeria being destroyed simply because of some flimsy reasons or flimsy excuses.
Because there's no place like home.
There's no place like home. So as young people, let us engage ourselves productively. Let us find a business to do. Right from when you are in school. You don't have to wait that, okay, I must finish school before I begin to do some businesses and all that. No. Find a business, one or two business, and be doing. You get the support of your parents, get the support of your uncles, and all those around you. Of course, you will have direction because they will guide you, they will support you, and they will advise you on what they think is right for you to do.
Okay.
And once you do those things, at the end of it all, it will help you. You see, there's this saying that says, when you don't make the best choice at the right time, then you end up regretting the choices you make.
Honestly.
At the wrong time.
Honestly.
So, as a young person, this is the right time for us to make the right choices.
Okay.
Right choices of building ourselves.
Okay.
Right choices of connecting with people that matters. Right choices of engaging ourselves in productive activities. Right choices of not doing the bad thing that we're supposed to be doing, or that we are doing now.
Yes.
Yes.
Choosing to do the right thing.
Choosing to do the right thing.
Yeah.
That is what should be our key cardinal objectives as a young person.
Okay.
Once you do this thing, you set a standard for yourself, you set a goal for yourself, you are focused, you are not directionless. I'm telling you, the sky will only be your starting point as a young person.
Honestly, I agree with you.
Yeah.
You talked about social media.
Yes.
Now, I want to ask you, how do you think technology and social media, how do you think the youth can use it, or we can help them use it, so that they will be able to channel their energies to positive use, so that it will also add to the development of a nation? So how do you think we can do that?
You see, one of the problems we have as in Nigeria is this. We don't have a requisite policy that guide the activities of social media in Nigeria. And this is so because the government is not doing enough to tackle the effect, the negative effect of social media by sensitization and awareness to the youth. You need to sensitize the person that is using this gadget. That look, if you do this, it's harmful to you. But if you do this, it's also good to you. We need to find a way on how we can mentor these youths on how to use most of this technology.
And there should be a penalty.
Yes, there should be a penalty for those that are abusing it. Yeah. You see, somebody can just stay within the comfort of his house, a young person who don't know what is happening, and begin to insult leaders, and sometimes even making a lot of derogatory statement or comment against people,
or posting what they are not supposed to
post, without really finding out what is even the situation and why are these things happening. You understand? Over time, I get to understand that in Nigeria, a lot of people act, most especially our younger generation, like my own generation, act from false informations that are spread on social media. They don't have time to check, to fact check. Yes, to fact check those information they receive, but they just act on them. Now, it is the responsibility of government to now advance a means on how they can educate these people, conscientize them, bring awareness to them on how the social media can be used effectively and efficiently.
Okay.
Now, if you go to other developed climes, you realize that a lot of young people are making trillions, billions of naira, billions of dollars.
Honest, and we're just
from social media, and we're just
following. And our youth are just following.
Yes, how much is Mark Zuckerberg making on Facebook? I don't know if you understand. What about the guy that created Twitter that is now X? How much did he sell it? I don't know if you understand. So all of these platforms that you see are created by people. How did they create them? By generating information.
Okay.
What do the people want? How do they want it? Let me create something, a platform that these people can subscribe to, and then I'll be making my money from it, and then they enjoy the platform. So a lot of people use TikTok, Instagram, and whatever, just for fun.
Your word of advice to the youths that are watching you, especially now that you know what's going on.
Yeah. What is more important to us as young people is to behave, behave ourselves. We should know that this country is in our hand, and the future of this country lies in our hand as young people. Yeah. Whatever the older generations are doing, of course, they are doing it for us to succeed there. And that is where sustainability concepts are coming. The fact that they are building the present does not also mean that they are not taking into consideration the future, and the future belongs to us as a young people. if we destroy Nigeria today, we're destroying Nigeria for ourselves, not for the older generation. As young people, please, I'm calling on each and every one of us. Let us engage this government productively, not through violent protests. Of course, the protests have been hijacked by agent of dooms. So it is high time, since the president has spoken, let us engage the president. And if the president failed at the end of it all to listen to us and act in accordance with the yearnings and aspirations of all of us, then we can also come back to another roundtable discussions with the president. I don't believe that until you cause chaos, until you cause tensions, until you cause a problem before you engage the government or before the government listens to you. The government must listen to us because we vote the government in. We constitute 70 to 80% of the total population of this country. So 80 to 90% of the vote casted for Mr. President is from the younger generation. Yeah. So we have a stake in this government, and we cannot afford to destroy Nigeria as young people, but we must join hands with them to build this country for our future and for the future generation yet unborn.
Thank you so much. I borrow his word. We must join hands together to build this country. I tell you, there's no place like home, and we must keep talking to the youth, just like he is doing. And that's why we're saying a big thank you to you. And we look forward to having you come to lend your voice once more to talk to our youth. So you've heard from him. Please, let's give peace a chance. Let's take this musical. It says, Who is Your Guy? It's by Tiwa Aspira. And I'm saying to you, who is your guy? We'll be right back after the musical. Please don't go anywhere.